What is going on, guys? BriarRabbit here. This is the Beastly Thought Show. We are live. We have a ton of stuff to talk about this week. I am really excited about Destiny. I know everybody on this call is too. We've been playing a ton of it. I want to talk about what everybody's been playing. We have a new guest today, Woodside. Woodside, why don't you introduce yourself, talk a little bit about yourself?
Oh, geez.
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah, no.
On the clock.
Well, I'm Woodside, and I used to post pretty regularly on my channel, and then the last time I posted a video was 10 months ago. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I might just start up a new channel, so I have like active subs and everything. But yeah, I pretty much play whatever. I don't really have a preference, and I don't have a really active channel. But that's going to change probably.
Well, we can change that. As long as you have an active discussion, that's all we care about. And might I add, those are fabulous drapes.
Oh, man, thank you so much. I'm glad you like them. I was going to put something to cover that. Let me do that now.
Robbie, we played a little Destiny together yesterday. How you been? What have you been up to?
Been doing really good. Really just been sinking all my time into the beta like everybody else. So. Oh my.
You don't really have to cover it, drapes. He's just teasing it.
Yeah, I was just playing around. I'm sorry.
I know. It's okay.
Not too nerdy. How you been?
Good, man. Good. I was playing this game, Destiny. It's pretty cool.
Never heard of it. What's it called?
Small indie game.
It's called I sucked for a while until I found one gun, and now I lost it because they're going to wipe all the stats anyway. It's called that, I finally got like a 19 or 20 kill streak, and it's a race, 'cause I never filmed it, so yeah. Good times.
I don't believe it. Beastly Gamer.
I have a screenshot, at least it shows it. That I literally took the screenshot for you, Briar, because I know you'll be the first person to say, I don't believe it. That's why I took a picture of it, and I tweeted it to you.
Beastly Gamer, how you been?
Oh man, doing real good. My mind has been flooded with Destiny these last couple of days. I'm filled with so much, solemn and sadness because I know that today it'll be over, and I just don't know what to do with myself. But wait a minute, there's some good games coming out, so we might be okay. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Destiny.
I don't think there's any releases coming out this week, actually. Not a single.
Last of Us Remastered.
The Last of Us, really?
Last of Us, never heard of it. What's that game?
No, he said, Brian, you meant to say games that are important aren't coming out.
Right, good game. Good game.
Coming out this week.
There's not a single new good game coming out.
I've been playing a game on my Vita called Muramasa. It's one of the free.
Bless you.
Thank you. Muramasa is a game kind of like Odin Sphere. If you guys remember Odin Sphere on the PlayStation 2 or Dragon's Crown on the Vita and PS3, it's a game in that vein of game. It's hand drawn, very beautiful, and it feels very similar to Odin Sphere, and it's free on PlayStation Plus this month. And I just got it maybe 3 or 4 days ago, but I'm loving that game.
Ogre Sphere. Now, am I mixing it up? Is Ogre Sphere the side-scrolling role-playing game?
Yeah, Odin Sphere is the side-scrolling, hand-drawn, very beautiful game where you switch between different characters.
Okay.
One of my favorite games of all time. And this game is very similar to that.
That's what Mushi Yamura is?
One more time, Brian.
You butchered the word, Briar. Oh my.
Mushi-Yamura. It's Muramasa.
Muramasa. So
Muramasa
it's a side-scrolling RPG game?
Yes. And it's very fun. Yeah, and it's free for PlayStation Plus right now. I love to get the free stuff and see, experience those experiences that I would have probably never experienced.
Yeah,
on my own,
absolutely.
Just to pay for something. And so I even sent you an invite, Briar, to play some Street Fighter Cross Tekken this week. I don't know if you got it. But I was playing online, and Street Fighter Cross Tekken's a free PlayStation Vita game too. So I was like, if you were available. But yeah, I've been enjoying that.
I'm always available for you, Beastly.
Don't act like
that.
All right, so I think the biggest topic we got for the week is Destiny. We spent a lot of time talking about Destiny this week, but I don't really care because it's basically been my all-consuming passion for the entire week. So
It's been my life for the last week.
now, okay, so speaking, Robbie, you were talking yesterday. We played the new Moon special mission. I can't remember what it's called, but kind of the special release yesterday.
Yep.
Of the Moon mission. We played that a little bit together, and you mentioned that you're a little bit scared that you played so much of the beta that you're afraid that you're going to lose your passion for the full game when it comes out. Have you guys been feeling the same way, or, I can see where Robbie's coming from. I don't agree. I think that I'm really looking forward to the game, but what do you guys think about that?
I say yes. I felt that way. That I was a little worried. But then next thing I know, I checked to see how many hours I played in the game for a freaking beta. I spent 24 hours playing the game. I'm at 24 hours of a game that I'm worried I won't get much playing time. I'm at 24 hours of something that I already level up to max, but I keep going back to try to get little types of level ups for my character, my weapons, and I keep going back, and I find myself going back and being more excited. Oh, I just learned this move. Oh, I just did this. Oh, this is cool. Like, I switch up my character. Once my character upgraded himself, now I found new cool things that, kill people for multiplayer. So, that's multiplayer. So imagine me, playing the story mode and going around leveling up my character so I could try to use those skills that I learned in multiplayer. I feel like it's going to have so much value for me later on. And, just playing with others makes it fun. You could be talked about anything, and, the fact that you're just there playing with each other in the groups, you could go, all of you guys could go together to multiplayer, and it's just awesome,
I'm not going to lie. I was tempted to ask you guys today if you wanted to record the show while live streaming Destiny.
That's exactly what Beasley said. Beasley said to do that. That was his idea. He wanted to do that.
I thought it would have been fun, and I thought that maybe we could stream it live on Twitch and let everybody watch.
Yeah.
But Not Too Nerdy did have a pretty good rebuttal to that suggestion that the show probably wouldn't go on too much because we'd be too, engrossed in it.
Everybody would just be silent until somebody said, "Look what I found!"
on the question you asked, though, BriarRabbit, I gotta totally agree with Not Too Nerdy there. I don't think I put 24 or 25 hours in. I probably put closer to 18 hours into the game this week. Last week, but at any rate, every time I played the game, I found something new. I upgraded some kind of ability, and even if I didn't, the experience was different because you're playing with different people, you're finding, new ways to attack enemies, and it's just utterly rewarding, especially, taking those encrypted pieces back to the tower and getting stuff built. It just felt super rewarding every time I played it. And, normally when I do the BC Thought Show, I'm in here by myself, everything's off, but as you guys can see, the wife's playing Destiny right now. And so it's obvious.
Hi, Mrs. Beasley.
They said hi, dude.
I'm scrolling.
But it's very addicting, and just the experience in general is very fun. And going out into the single-player world, playing with two people on your team, finding stuff and taking it into the multiplayer and using it is very rewarding. This is one of the best online experiences I think I've ever had. Everything works very well, and it's very fun. So,
Beasley, I think you nailed the biggest hook this game has on me, is that being able to go out and find all this equipment. As soon as I find something that's really awesome, really epic, as high as I can find, I immediately feel drawn to the multiplayer to go test it out to see how good it is in the multiplayer. That to me is as big a hook as kill streaks were in Call of Duty when Call of Duty 4 came out. It's that epic of a hook. I think this game has a big, bright future.
Yeah,
I wish I played it now.
We've only seen 8 levels. We've maxed the characters out to level 8.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the kind of stuff they're going to create, and the fact that the foundation here is MMO, they can constantly create new things. So imagine infinite, kill streaks. There will always be something new. And just like in Borderlands, when you found that one weapon that you knew completely destroyed every weapon you had, there are going to be moments in this game where you find that weapon. And when when you see what it's capable of doing, and you see the attack points, and maybe every time you pull the trigger, it makes your attack rate faster, or it gives you health. Mm-hmm. You're going to be drawn to go straight into multiplayer. This game is awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a question about what you said, your video last night, right? I saw your video last night.
Mm-hmm.
earlier this morning. It was really late when he posted it, but
5 in the morning,
you said
yeah.
something really interesting that I was just wondering what you guys think about. He said that this may have been the best beta ever. Like that, what you said something along those lines, and like
Yeah.
I have to agree with that. I wonder what you think, BriarRabbit. Anyone, like the way it was built. Do you think this is like one of the best betas? Like I'm not talking about the game overall because we don't know when it releases. They might screw up when it comes to release day. You know, it still has a long way to go to prove to everyone that it works. But for a beta alone, like, do you think this was like the best beta?
Absolutely.
I think it's genius. You know, it's got me absolutely hooked into this game. I'm really curious about the story. Like playing that, the way they've been releasing content too over time with the beta, I think has been really brilliant. Like yesterday's kind of special event with that moon mission, I thought was a stroke of genius. Like I thought that was really smart. But also the way you play the multiplayer and like at certain times they'll open up a different Crucible mode. You know, it's really whetted my appetite for the full game, and the beta plays great. You know, I understand that it runs at 30 FPS, and I'm a little disappointed. I would love to see it run at a faster frame rate for the Crucible missions, because it does, especially in the close combat when you're running around with a shotgun, you do kind of lose track of the character a little bit. But man, it plays great. It feels smooth. It feels solid. The characters move like very. It reminds me of Halo, but it's a new feeling, but it's also familiar at the same time. Everything's polished. It looks beautiful. I'm having a ball. Like it. I don't ever remember playing a beta that was this much fun. I played the Halo 3 beta and I had a blast.
And that's the word there, BriarRabbit.
What's that?
I said, you said it right there. It's so fun. I mean, it's not like you're looking at this game for a graphically super intense, super polished thing. Everything seems to be right at the level that gives you the most enjoyment. I think that when this beta ends, 95% of the people who played it are going to remember how much fun they had. And the thing is, I mean, it's not like only fun in multiplayer versus or only fun in the single-player campaign. You can do both and have fun in different ways, and it all comes together so well. And that's the thing. They sprinkle a memory out there, and this memory is going to persist until September 9th when the game comes out. Everybody's going to be longing for this experience, for the full experience. And my prediction is this will be the best-selling game of the year for sure, and I think it's going to break all kinds of records. The game is phenomenal.
I can't disagree that it's going to be the best-selling. What else? What's the competition for best-selling?
Watch Dogs, yeah. So, I mean...
What did that sell?
4 million in the first
4 million?
It sold almost 2 million just for the PS4. So, that's why, like, they're over 4 million copies, I believe.
And then what's big coming out this year? Obviously, Call of Duty every year is massive, but I feel like...
I don't think that's going to be as big this year.
I agree with you, Woodside. I feel like the excitement is very low for Call of Duty this year. Ghosts kind of turned a lot of people off.
Well, we haven't seen the multiplayer too. That's part of it. But.
Agreed. I mean, it's still early. It's not even August yet. It's hard to start saying doom and gloom for Call of Duty, but I just feel like the excitement is lower than in years past.
Well, the thing is, any kind of recollection for Destiny will be positive. I don't think you can really say anything negative about it.
I haven't heard anybody say anything negative about it.
There's people saying negative things. The only reason why are the people that the Xbox diehard Halo fans. They're upset about Bungie making the PS4 the exclusive. That's going to be interesting to see how they respond to that, because they're upset that PS4 is the exclusive content for it, and a lot of them. Yeah, that's the thing. I still think they'll buy it, but like, if anything, that's the only thing. That's the only people that are saying stuff right now. The people that are upset with Bungie. But if you look at the game in whole, like, I think the game as a whole is gonna be really well, no matter what console you play on. No matter what console you play on. You know?
The thing is, like, when you think of Call of Duty or Battlefield, they at this point in time have negative connotations. And so that will deter a lot of people from buying that as quickly as they would Destiny, because if you ask someone who spent any time on the beta, they're going to tell you it's awesome, unless they didn't spend any real time playing it. The game is phenomenal, and so word of mouth alone is going to let people know, hey, look, this is probably worth me picking up. So I think that Destiny will definitely outsell Call of Duty this year for sure, and I think it'll probably outsell Battlefield for the next 5 iterations because it's just so awesome. I don't think anything other than Watch Dogs will probably be up at that level, but I'm guessing, if I had to guess seriously, I think Destiny would probably do 15 million. Because it's going to sell on PS3, PS4, PS.
It's a new IP. That's a tough.
I think 80% of PS4 owners are going to get the game, and Xbox One owners are going to get it. Think about, we got 80 million PS3s and 80 million Xbox Ones, roughly.
You're talking about
360s out there. The thing is going to sell. Just
you're talking about more than Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes.
A proven franchise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
I don't know about that.
That's tough. Now, I don't think, especially since they said there's going to be Destiny 1, 2, and they kept going on, that leads to believe that I don't think it's going to sell as much, because some people might not get it till the second one or something like that, you know? Because, like, when you hear them automatically announce there's going to be more, some people wait to see how the first one works out. That's why I'm like, that's a tough number. 15 million.
Let me refrain from saying that it'll outsell GTA 5. GTA 5 made $1 billion in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. It's ridiculous. But as far as conventional AAA titles, I think this game is up there. It's going to. This is what Titanfall claimed to be. This is what Titanfall really claimed to be. Everybody said that Titanfall was going to come out and change the whole landscape of what first-person shooters were. It's online. It's great. This game really is.
Well, disclaimer. I say this game's really like that for the alpha and beta. We have to put a disclaimer there because we haven't seen anything could kill it. As soon as it comes out, there's been ways that their servers or like crash or something doesn't work in the first couple of weeks, and they can literally kill the launch of a game. So that's why I still want to be hesitant to say it. But I feel like if it's successful the way they do everything else, I agree with you. I think it's going to be hands down what everyone's saying, like it's going to be like the next big thing. But at the same time, people are talking about Titanfall being the Call of Duty killer. As we see with this game, this is not really Call of Duty. It's not any game that we've seen. Pretty much is a combination of everything. So I think it's in its own category. So it could do well as people still buying Call of Duty because they're not the same type of game.
Yeah.
So
no, you're right.
I'll have them both for sure.
Absolutely. Man, it's hard to predict how well it'll sell. I know it's going to sell well. Will it do like Grand Theft Auto numbers or Call of Duty numbers? It's hard to see. Bungie's big.
That.
What's that?
It'll at least get close to that. Like, it'll get very close to Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty numbers. Whether it surpasses it or not is the real question, though.
I think it'll surpass Call of Duty this year, for sure.
because the Watch Dogs, I'm not going to lie, I didn't think Watch Dogs was going to sell that much, and it did. So I guess we don't know how many.
I think Watch Dogs had a special circumstance where people were starved for next generation software. They were, they were excited because they saw those early trailers. It looked fantastic. I think the long tail on Watch Dogs was, I'm a little disappointed with this game.
Yeah.
Like, it sold well because people bought it before they really realized that it wasn't what was being sold. Like it wasn't up to the standard of the advertisements.
I'm more interested to see what people are going to do when there's a sequel to that game. How well that's going to do, because they said they announced a sequel right as soon as that first game launched, and then when people gave them a feedback how much they didn't like Watch Dogs, how much they were disappointed with it. I wonder how well that sequel is going to do. That's a real question.
Yeah, that is a good question. It's a little unfortunate. So, do you guys think that? So, from what we've seen, who got to play the Moon event? Did anybody get to play that?
I did.
Do you guys record it so I can see it?
I did.
I did. There's a Let's Play on my channel right now.
Oh, is it really? Hold on, guys. I'll be back. Let me go watch this.
I actually really enjoyed it. Now, I'll be honest with you. When I first played it, I was a little disappointed by how short it was. Now, it's just a single level, and they opened it up. I would assume they opened it just so they could test the servers because they were going to get everybody playing one level at the same time. That's my assumption. Do you think that's a fair assumption?
Yeah.
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 Okay, so here's my thing. It's like I was disappointed because there was a lot of build up. I was really excited to play some new content because I played all the missions up to that point probably 5 or 6 times on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. And I finally got a new mission. I was really excited about it. I played through it. I was like, damn, that was short. But it again whetted my appetite for the story. I'm really excited to start finding out about this story. You know, like what's going on with that guy or the girl who was just standing in the distance watching us open that gate? You know, like what is the deal with the darkness? What is the darkness exactly? Why is the Hive and what's the other the name of the other bad guys?
Fallen?
The Fallen. Like what is their relationship? Because they both seem to be associated with the darkness, but they fight each other every time you see them in the same room. You know, like these things are really exciting to me. I'm really already getting excited about the story. I also got to see some new gameplay. I got to see the bad guys riding some of the vehicles that we've had in multiplayer, which I thought was really cool. It didn't occur to me that we'd see that. Of course we are. You know, like now it makes sense. We saw it in Halo. Now we're going to see it in this. So, like there were some new opportunities, some new gameplay types that were introduced in that level that really got me excited because now we're going to start seeing some variety. Or well, in September we're going to see variety in these missions. It wasn't the raid. Not too nerdy. You got into my head.
I swear, I believed it too. I thought it was too.
I thought it was going to be. I mean, that would be a perfect time for them to test it. I was so amped to see.
It would have been perfect. It made so much sense that I just assumed that, oh yeah, Not Too Nerdy's right. We're gonna have like a big ass raid. So, go ahead.
I was just scrolling through a video right now, so continue. Let's look at it right now. So I want to say so when you're done with that.
So I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't a raid, but man, I'm psyched. I am so psyched about this game. It's ridiculous. I haven't felt this level of excitement for a game in a long ass time.
Since Halo 2.
Yeah, probably.
I'm watching.
Did you get the special weapon for taking that dead? Did you get the special weapon for taking that dead ghost back?
Yes, I did.
Man, I wish I had that since the beginning of this beta. Beast mode.
What'd you pick? Because there was 3 choices, I think.
I got the fusion
shotgun, fusion rifle. I already had a beast mode fusion rifle, so I went with the shotgun.
Yeah, that fusion rifle. That's my.
What can you keep after this?
I'm thinking it's that weapon.
Is it the weapon?
It would have to be. They said that the special event for Saturday would allow you to have something that carried on to the actual retail game, and that's like the only thing that you got.
I don't think we can use a weapon with someone.
It could be a title. It could be an emblem. It could be like one of those like sashes. It could be anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be something they give you in the beta.
That crap doesn't matter. I want that fusion rifle.
What's interesting though, watching your video right now, is a lot of enemies are level 7.
Don't forget to hit that like button.
Alright, let me do that right now live. Alright, I hit that like button. Oh wait, no, that's thumbs down. Alright, thumbs up. Good.
There's a share button. You can share it right to your Facebook too.
There's a lot of enemies are level 7, level 6, I see.
Yeah.
So with that said, I think, which is surprising, that means that we might not have to complete one whole planet to move on to the next. They're gonna let you move on to different planets before. I hope that's true. Because you can't be level 8 going against level 7s, which means that they set it up for you to go against, like, the enemies are usually over, like, they're your level or a little bit higher. That's the way it is. And if they're level 7s and they're lower than what you are right now, that means that more than likely they're going to let you can start out doing some planets of the moon and then do some planets somewhere else and, like, do different planets instead of doing all one and then move on to the next one.
I hope that's true, Not Too Dirty, because that's something that I noticed while playing the beta is that playing on Earth all the time, I feel like I'm just running back and forth across that map, you know, in the Cosmodrome area, and that can be grating. So I hope that you're right, is that you kind of bounce from place to place playing this.
That would be cool that, like, they have, like, different, like, for example, there's certain weapons you can only get on the moon, or you can only get here. Like, if they had it like that, then, like, it would be incentive to, oh, maybe I should go to the moon, see if I can find this, or I should go here, see if I can find this, you know. That would be pretty cool if they did it like that. I mean, by the way, the enemies are level 7s, I see, like, a lot of them, level 7s, not even, one level 8, like, most of them are that level, so that, to me,
and they were in like, different color outfits. Did you notice that, too? It's like white and green instead of the, I like that.
Now, I got a question, guys. Since this game is centered in our own galaxy, in our own solar system, it appears. What planet are you guys looking forward to visiting the most?
What do you think is available? It's going to be Mars,
Uranus. Earth, Uranus. Is that what you're waiting for? Is that what you're waiting for? Were you ready to say?
Yes, I was.
I knew it. I just knew how you would think, and I was like, he's gonna say you're in, and so I dude, you were so giggly before you said it. He already had his big ass grin, and he's just like, I'm gonna say it. Damn it, not too nerdy. You suck.
Yeah. I knew one of you guys was gonna get it. I was waiting for it to come out.
So, what do you guys think about the multiplayer, the Crucible arena? Do you think that's something that you're gonna put a lot of time in like for months or a year, or do you think that's gonna be just a distraction? Do you think you're gonna play through the entire campaign and then the game will be essentially over until Destiny 2, or do you think that the Crucible is gonna keep you coming back for more and more and more?
Well, they have to play off of one another because you don't start off at the highest level in the game. So you're going to go into the single-player world with your friends. You're going to level up. You're going to find new stuff. You're going to go to the Crucible and fight guys who are in the same range as you. And if you want to beat them, you're going to go back to that single-player world with your friends, level up, get new stuff, come back. Hey, look, I can whoop your ass now. Then they're going to go level up, and it's going to be back and forth. They'll have to be. That's what will make it fun, especially when they start to raise the level caps. When you reach the highest level, and then they finally say, okay, now you can raise your level 10 levels higher. Everybody's going to go off to the single-player world to a new planet or a new area that they have created for us to level up on, max it out, go back to the Crucible. So there will be a lot of back and forth.
Mm. And also, you can't get, all right, I saw it's 1 out of every 6 and 1 out of every 7 matches of the Crucible. You might get, a decent armor, a decent weapon. It's not even that great. So, most of your weapon and armor that are good, they're going to be... You're going to have to earn that. Now, you can earn that by getting bounties and stuff as well, getting Glimmer to buy it, but at the same time, it's mostly about you, traveling and looking for loot and stuff, in the actual world. So I feel like Beasley said, you have to have both of them. So I can see myself playing Crucible for a while and then be like, all right, I'm actually getting a little bit bored for a second here. Let me go back to the world, see what I can find. Maybe I could come back up with a different weapon, a new mindset, and start all over. Because that's what happened to me. I stopped playing. I was out. I came back, and my first match, I did well with a brand new weapon that I just found because I decided to go to tower. I picked up the weapon, and all of a sudden, I did better, and I was actually having fun with Crucible again. So I can see myself going back and forth with it.
Yeah, I've had the exact same experience you just described. I find an awesome weapon, I go into the Crucible, I start kicking ass with it, and it's it reinvigorates that fun for me.
So it's cool. I mean, and not to mention, do you see how much gameplay I had at Crucible? And this is 2 maps and 3 supposedly, because that other map that Beasley showed was the same map that they had in Alpha. So I guess that's the only extra map they gave you that day.
No, they gave you 2.
There's the Mars map, the Earth map that was available in the alpha. There's the moon map that was available in the alpha, and there's that Venus map that seems to get, for me, come up the most right now in the beta.
Wait, so which is the Mars one then? Isn't that the first one that we had in alpha?
No, that one wasn't in the alpha. There was a Earth map that was the rusted lands or something that.
That's the annoying one. Yeah.
And the moon map is the one with the vehicles. The Venus map is the one that everything looks kind of greenish, and the Mars map, everything's red.
All right, the Mars map's the one I didn't do yet. So that's why I didn't get a chance, because that was only for that one day.
No, it's kind of, it came up for the Iron Banner. I
did do it. Never mind, I lied. I forgot
that. Yeah, I played with you on that map.
So I did all the maps. So the point is, there's only a couple maps that we've seen so far. So, that's another thing that'll switch it up. We don't know what styles they do, because if you look at every map's different. Every map's completely different. They have maps as levels. They have maps that's open. They have maps that are very, very close. They have completely different maps. They're different levels. And it's just, to me, if they keep doing that, then that's different gameplay every time. You have to learn a new system. You switch it up. So
yeah, and different loadouts, right? Maybe a shotgun is best for this map, and a fusion rifle is best for that map, and a sniper rifle is best for the other.
It forces you to use up the weapons. That's why you have the whole inventory. It forces you I got to see which weapon's going to work the best, and I switch it up. And it forces you, I got to level these weapons up because I'm going to need this for this level if it comes up. So
one thing I don't like about Destiny is that you can't pick up your enemy's weapons when you kill them. I really miss that. That's one of my favorite things in Call of Duty and Halo is being able to experiment with other people's weapons. In Call of Duty, one of my favorite things since Black Ops 1 is picking up somebody's customized weapon after I kill them, and then kill them again with it. And like they know because they see the kill cam with their own fucking initials on the gun. That is satisfying shit right there.
I guess I agree with their system because what they're trying to do is RPG elements, so like you have to level up. So if you pick up someone else's, then that's the same reason they don't allow you to trade. What I wish they did though is if you go to Tower, they had like a shooting range or something you could try out these weapons before you purchase it or anything, so you know what these weapons are like, so you know what to try to get. Will solve the problem. So at least you know how to use the weapon and what it's like before you buy it or anything. You know, that's why I prefer it, just to try out the weapon or something.
Yeah, I could use that. I bought a heavy machine gun that had so much recoil it was basically useless. Like, it was completely useless.
Dude, I have that on film, and that was great. I was like, I wasn't even close to the target replay. I shot around him. I think I formed with the bullets his body shape, and I didn't hit him once, and then he just came up to me and knifed me. It was funny, though.
Yeah, I'm really digging it. I think the Crucible, the gameplay in there is deep. You know, like you can get better. There's definitely a skill gap there. I was a little afraid there wouldn't be kind of enough of a skill gap to make it a long-term thing, but I'm enjoying the fact that as I get better at it, like as my skill increases, my score increases. So, you know, that is there. There's enough meat there on that bone that I can really dig into it. I think that's really fantastic.
Well, you're just made me really hungry.
What's that?
I said you just made me really hungry. Meat on the bone.
I got a question for you guys. We've seen the Crucible. We've seen. Well, I'm mainly speaking about the Tower. Do you guys think that visually the Tower will be different from what we've seen in the beta when the actual retail release comes out? I'm talking about possibly bigger, more shops, different locations in there. Because I don't know exactly how many people are allowed in the Tower, but I'm thinking that once the retail release hits, there's going to be a lot of people online at once. And for that Tower, it would seem kind of small if you have a huge group of people on it. Do you think that they're possibly going to make it look different, larger?
I mean,
it's definitely going to be bigger than what we're seeing now. I mean, for the yesterday's special event, they opened up a new section where you could actually go and talk to the speaker.
Yeah.
And then for the Iron Banner, you could also access an area that is not normally available. So I think more will open up. By the speaker, too, there was another door that was closed. So I think that area will be opened up, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots that it looks like they could open up. So, I mean, that would be pretty cool. I'm sure they'll do something. Like, I don't know. Like, and if they have any DLC or anything later on that they add on, like they'll have like a whole new section for you to play, and like they'll probably do something like that.
I think the whole game will be DLC. I mean, it's kind of like an MMO. It still shocks me how much content they gave you on this beta. I mean, when you think about these open worlds, these single player campaigns that you can play. There's 6 of them that you can go through and do something different every time. Then you got the Crucible maps, and you got the Tower. And I went back and forth, like Not Too Nerdy said, I went back tons of times to each mission. Briar, you said you beat each of them like 5 or 6 times. For a beta, it's almost like a full game. I mean, I'm just super excited to see how big the actual game's going to be, because if the beta had this much content on it, and they didn't want to give too much away, the full game has to be huge. It has to be gigantic, because the beta kept us fully entertained for at least, what, a week?
Yeah.
I think we've all put in at least a week's worth of time on the game, doing the Crucible missions and doing the single-player stuff. I'm just not used to that much content on the beta. That's why I said that, Not Too Nerdy. This is, for me, the best beta ever, because it's so much for you to do.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to, like, slow down, like, the level increase, like, after 10 or something. Is it going to be, like, harder to get?
I hope so. I hope so.
You know what I mean? That's what I was wondering, because, like, I mean, I know that more than likely it's not going to be the way we got to level 8, because it could be many factors. One, they could have made the speed easier to level up because it's a beta. It's just so you can see it quicker. That could be one thing, too. or like they actually wait till you get to level 10, then it's harder to do things, and the difficulty increases more and more for you to level up. Because if it's only level 20 right now, which level 20 is all they're showing, they could change that up though. They really could change it up. They're just showing for the beta. All of a sudden the numbers increase. They can always change a number. That's real quick for them to change. But the thing is, like, you know, if you did like the math, the amount of time it took you to get to level 8, like it's not going to take you that much longer to get to level 20. So unless they slow it down or something.
Yeah, I go ahead, Beasley.
I'm thinking a good level cap for this game to start off would be level 30. I think that'll give people plenty to look forward to. Starting off, especially I'm thinking around the 10 mark, things will slow down. It'll take a lot more experience points to level up. You get a lot more stuff. If you can get to maybe level 30 after 60 or 70 hours of gameplay, I think that's something for people to look forward to. But it's going to take twice as long, though, because your progression is probably going to stagnate when you go to the Crucible. You're not going to be looking to level up as much. You're going to be looking to PvP. And so there might be a really awesome selection of weapons right around the 15 range that you want to stay on and play with for like maybe a couple of weeks in the Crucible. And then once everybody decides, hey, let's move on and get some level 20 weapons, then you might spend a week or so leveling up to level 20 and then go back to the Crucible. I think this is going to have huge replayability, but yeah, definitely.
But what you're saying, though, don't forget Crucible allows you to level up, too. Like, that's part of leveling up, too. Crucible levels you up, like, a lot as well. I mean, obviously, the story levels you up way quicker, but the Crucible levels you up, too. Especially if you're dominating Crucible, you level up
a lot of points.
Yeah, you got a lot of points if you're doing.
Do you really think it's faster to level up in the campaign? I almost think it's faster in the Crucible.
I think it's the campaign's quicker. I mean, Crucible, because like you said, like you have to get those weapons to use in the Crucible, and then once you have those powerful weapons, then it'll be easier for you to do in Crucible. But in order for you to get those weapons, you gotta grind in the story to find them. So
now,
like,
once the game's released, it'll the player base will be more spread out through the levels too. It won't be everybody just races to level 8 and then everybody's at level 8. Everybody's got a gun that does 62 damage and 140 armor, and like that shit'll be more spread out, I assume, once the game is released. Also, skill levels will be more spread out, I would think.
Yeah. I think because like Crucible, for another thing, it's the people, the top 2 people are usually the ones that are gaining the most points. But other than that, if you're not top 2, and if you don't have at least like over 15 kills, you're really not gaining that much level increase anyway. But once you have past 15 and you're the top 2, then usually you get a lot of for that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I can only say that now because you wonder what.
I wonder if there will be min-maxing for multiplayer. Like, if somebody will figure out a way to kind of like optimize builds based on your level, so like maybe if you get like a pulse rifle for level 7, and then you get in with other level 7 players, you'll just be dominant. Like I wonder if somebody will figure out how to do that. Like really build these characters, because independently of your level, you can also level your weapons, and you can also build your abilities. Kind of, we haven't even seen the other. What is it called? The other way to level up your character. We've seen one skill tree for each character, but there's obviously another one for each character that we know of.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like min-maxing will be a thing in this game for the Crucible.
It's like a secondary level for your character. I don't know.
Like a build.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can choose if you want to be like go by like the gunslinger route or the whatever it's called. I can't remember right off the top of my head.
Just out of curiosity, how much of that first upgrade did you guys get on that first page? I got almost done with the second level. I mean, I know there's like four levels down.
Yeah, I haven't gotten down to those 4th level stuff, but I've read the descriptions. Like the hunter can like triple jump. And like if you shoot somebody with a golden gun, he'll explode and like give area damage to the rest of the people around him.
I tell you something,
it's powerful,
overpowered, dude. You know that where you do a little push for the warlock?
Yeah.
So I finally got where you're pushing the Warlock, you drain their energy. So you get the health back. So like you get that, you get the increased Nova Bomb range. So when the Nova Bomb hits there, it's a huge area and it stays there too on top of it.
Yeah,
so it doesn't just disappear. So like I got so many people on that because it pulls you in. That's another one that it's another section that let people like the Nova Bomb pulls them in towards the Nova Bomb, and I got that as well. That pulls the person into the Nova Bomb. So like if you're in a certain range, it goes like this, and you're trying to run, and like it'll pull you towards it. And you're decreasing.
It's like a black hole.
So it's sweet, dude. It's like that's why I think the Warlock might be the most powerful if you max out all of it. But I mean, but if you see like the Hunter and Titan, like they all have defenses towards someone else's offense and like vice versa. So you as long as you plan it right, you could counteract anything anyone else is doing. But it's all about planning and strategy, I guess. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
I do like that. There is definitely a push-pull to like your strategy. When you see a Titan, you don't want to go head-to-head against the Titan if you're a Hunter. You're going to get your ass beat. So you really want to run away and like try and peck away at him from a distance or something. And when you see a Hunter, you want to be damn sure he's not about to turn gold and start shooting, one-shot kills. There's really a push-pull to it, and I like that.
One glitch I reported to Bungie over and over again, and I think they finally got it. The one big glitch for me, there's two. There's some people that were freaking teleporting. Me and Beastly saw that crap. I
got the footage.
But then this other guy found out a way, and it's not just him. I see a bunch of people doing it now for Titan class. When they pound the ground, they found a way to do that without jumping. So you're pounding the ground on the ground. So usually to counteract someone that's doing that for Titan, as soon as they jump up in the air, it's a risk for them. You could kill them in the air before they land if you do it quick enough.
Yeah.
But now that they don't have to jump to pound the ground, there's no way of killing them, and they automatically kill you. So that's something that's not supposed to be like that. I feel like everyone's weapon minus the Hunter, like you have to jump up in the air. Nova Bomb and also Titan, like it's huge damage if you get it, but you have to jump up in the air to do it.
Yeah, you're vulnerable.
Yeah, they don't do it. Like they found a way to glitch out and they pound the ground from when they're standing. They can run full speed and pound the ground and without jumping. So you never know they're about to do that move. They just do it.
Is the warping? Isn't that a skill for the Warlock? Can't you unlock that?
Yes, but that was not
what you were seeing.
Okay. They weren't Warlocks. They were Titans. There was Titans and Hunters. They're teleported behind, and also you're shooting them. They got no damage.
Oh, great! Hacks in the beta, great.
Right, Beastly? You remember that? Like we kept shooting them. They had no damage to them whatsoever.
That happened to me yesterday too, man. These guys playing this game are ridiculous. I mean, if you got to go out of your way to take out the fun of the experience, you're just a loser. Beastly Gamer says, "Q."
Yeah.
I muted myself.
Bungie's used to it because everyone used to do it on Xbox all the time. Bungie knows how to fix that. Bungie will fix it. I have no problem with Bungie. I know they'll patch that in. They're just taking notes. They're letting these people do it so they can get every single thing they're doing. They'll fix that. If anything with patches, I believe Bungie is one of those people you can trust because they're used to it with Halo. Like people tried everything in Halo and they patch everything. So.
Did you guys run into anybody doing any hacks, BriarRabbit?
No, I didn't. No, not that I noticed.
Well, they always find a way. You guys saw what happened with Call of Duty. I just hope they're going to find a way to break this game before it gets off the ground because it's so much fun.
I've seen so many bad Call of Duty. Why do people hack games? I mean, I'd love to go back and play Call of Duty 4 and World at War, but it's like it's impossible to find a lobby that's not completely hacked.
I mean,
Superman's taking over. Superman everywhere in Call of Duty, flying through the air, sniping you. Yeah.
Well,
vulnerable.
And then Call of Duty takes place in that, is in Japan, isn't it? Where was it again? That's why they're flying all over the place in there. Like it's like that Crouching Tiger movie.
Oh, yeah. Crouching Tiger hitting NP40.
Yeah.
Crouching Juggernaut.
Gosh.
So, I mean, I'm really excited for Destiny. I think that's pretty obvious. Anybody got anything bad they want to say about it? Anything that they really want fixed before this game comes out? Like anything?
Vehicles.
Vehicles? What's up with the vehicles, Robbie?
Oh, Bobby rage quit on this.
Oh yeah, he did.
The tank, you guys know that one day I got so mad. Yeah, like
Rage quit.
It's ridiculous.
He was pissed off.
So ridiculous. Like they gotta get rid of that shit, or just
What
nerf
happened?
There was a guy on the map, on the moon map, the vehicle map, who kept getting into the big tank vehicle and kicking Robbie's ass, and Robbie just couldn't deal with it.
So you couldn't use a super or the...
He was such a prick. I couldn't stand him. He drove me nuts. He's such an asshole.
Right. Let me give you my perspectives on this. I'm capturing a flag. Robbie's behind me. I thought he has my back. I'm over there capturing the flag, and Robbie's cursing. I'm like, what's wrong? That stupid prick shot me again. I'm like, where are you? You were behind me. He's like, oh, I'm not playing anymore. I'm out of the game.
I couldn't deal with that. I just left. Like, fuck this.
I'm playing Valiant Hearts. What do you mean?
My only issue with the game is they're taking it away today.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, and I really can't say that about many games, guys. I had a supremely positive experience with Destiny Beta. Usually when you get a piece of a game, you have a lot of questions. The only thing I'm wondering now is if the finished product will be as seamless as this beta. And if it is, it's great news for all of us. I just had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was just a really fun experience, like from top to bottom. That's all I can remember about it. It really is a great and fun experience, man. It's not like you have to put too much thought into it. There's competition, there's camaraderie, there's you and your buddies going and doing missions together. It's a great experience, and I can't wait till the final release in September.
There's one thing I agree, Robbie, though, with the vehicles have to be a little more balanced. There's one huge problem that I noticed, and like I confirmed that is a problem. It's another thing I wrote to Bungie too. I just wrote every patch I found, every bug I found. There's a problem with a Nova bomb and the Titan like drop, whatever, the where they punch the ground. Those cannot take out vehicles, but the Hunter class can.
Oh yeah, the Hunter
class can destroy it with one shot. One shot will explode a tank with full armor. It had full armor, and it shot me one time, and it exploded with his gun. And the thing with the Nova Bomb will decrease the health, but I'm saying it won't take it out with one shot. That's the thing. It'll decrease it low, but it will not take it out. Theirs will take it out with one shot.
I think you got to hit the pilot to one-shot it, though, right?
No, it hit the front. He didn't hit me. Like it clearly hit that. And I saw it a couple times. He walked around. He was running around and shot 3 people. Like he went boom, boom, and shot it, and it hit the tank and exploded. So like I think it's like unbalanced somewhat, like what damages the tank, what doesn't, and I think that's what it is. They have to get an eye for like what weapons would damage or what wouldn't.
So balance issues, definitely there's some balance issues. Yeah, I would agree with you. But I have faith in Bungie that they'll.
Oh yeah.
If it's not figured out by the release of the game, I bet 6 months in they'll have it.
To be honest, if you're in a beta and that's all you're complaining about, like that's great. Like that's
a good point.
That's a good thing.
That is real good. I have some questions about the game. You know, like what is the crafting gonna be? Like, you know, we're collecting like spin metal and like what did I collect? Like a timepiece or something? Like what is that gonna be? Am I just gonna turn that stuff in? Is it, or am I just gonna turn it into like some dude who gives me like a new gun? Like, am I gonna be able to create something that's like really customized? Like, am I going to be able to create an auto rifle that gives me 19 strength and has just the right sight for me? You know, like, am I going to be able to create that, or am I just going to hand over all this stuff I found, like a quest, and he's going to give me something that I don't have any? It's not really customized. It's just another thing.
Well, in most MMOs that I play, Briar, when you get those are called like fabrics and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually used for your own crafting and customization. You can get a certain amount of certain fabrics or items and combine them to make some type of armor or some type of weapon. And usually, what you do is you find like diagrams throughout the game to show you exactly what you need to make a certain type of weapon.
Yep.
And then you go out into the single player campaign and you find those on certain types of enemies. And then when you get a certain amount, you can go into a certain place, maybe inside the tower, and craft whatever you have the schematic for. that's what that stuff reminds me of from the multiplayers, from the MMOs that I've actually played. It's very similar to a game I play called Silk Road, where you go out and you kill mobs of enemies and you find a certain amount of fabrics or material, and then you go back to the town and you make something with the schematic that you find, and that's what I'm getting from that kind of stuff. I was looking at it too.
I have to agree with you because the only thing so far it seems that you could trade into someone's artifacts. That's the only thing. The guy that has encryption, like you can only trade in artifacts for money. Like you give the artifact to him and he buys it from you to give you money, and then you can use that for a weapon. So you couldn't do that for any of the stuff you collected. So I'm assuming that it is, like you said, it is something you have to craft. Like it would make sense that, like, I mean, I don't know if this would be something craft big. It might be addition to your weapon. Like maybe you got a special scope because you have like this special glass and like all this stuff, or something you add to your weapon. And I think it's going to be the weapons are only the weapons are green, because those seem like the only ones that you could level up and do other things to that weapon. So if it's just a regular weapon, you can't touch that. But if it's the ones that are like highlighted green, then you could do different things to it. So I don't know. We'll have to see with that. But I agree with you, Beasley. I think it is some sort of crafting or something.
I hope so. I'd like to be able to really customize stuff. Like maybe you can't really start doing it till you're level 20 or something. Like maybe it's something you unlock later. Yeah. But it'd be nice if I could if I could put the exact scope on the exact gun that fires, the way I want it to fire. Maybe it's got a higher fire rate and more recoil, or maybe it's got a lower fire rate but less recoil. Kind of customize that stuff. That'd be a lot of fun. I don't know if it'll get that in depth. That's pretty nitpicky.
Usually with MMOs, they include that degree of crafting, and I don't know if that's really what they're looking to do here in Destiny, but if they do, it'll appeal to everybody, Briar. Not too nerdy. I mean, Robbie, seriously, if you can have your own individuality on your weapons and on your armor, something that people can look at you and say, where the hell did you get that? And you say, well, I made it.
Yeah. And you can customize the colors. You will be able to do that. We can't do it in the beta, but it's clearly an option for the real game.
Robbie, think about it like this. If someone keeps killing you in that vehicle, you customize your weapon with like a little noob tube, and you shoot them one shot, they're dead. Problem solved.
And it is
say noob tube.
A little noob tube on top. Problem solved.
We were laughing our asses off, man. You can't let those guys get the best of you, Robbie. This is the beastly game, man.
No, we'll kick their ass anyways.
Robbie, you had my back. You were supposed to watch me.
Yeah, way back.
Dude,
sorry.
I'm over here hiding. I'm like, I'm good. I'm like talking crap to the other team. I'm dancing because I'm like, I'm good because Robbie has my back. He sees them. He's gonna shoot them. No, Robbie quit. Right? I was so pissed.
He had your back, all right. He was way back.
The other night, Unreal Gamer and Beastly Gamer and I were playing in the Crucible, and I don't know, it was 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, and I started screaming because I took out 4 guys on A, and Jan, my wife, has to come in and yell at me to quiet down so I don't wake up the kids.
Dude, it was funny. It was me, one of my subscribers, Carl, right? And Unreal Gamer were there, and we were going every time we capture a flag, we all had a dance competition. we did a dance off at every single point when we were capturing it, and then finally someone came with a Nova bomb and killed all of them.
Oh, did you record that? That'd be a good clip.
We and then we all exploded. It was nice.
All right, so what do you guys think about the story so far? Is the story kind of grabbing you? Is it too generic? I've heard that complaint a few times. It doesn't have, since it's not like a military shooter and it's not really grounded in any kind of reality. Your character that you create doesn't seem to have a background. He's just kind of magically resurrected in the middle of that traffic jam. Do you think that story is enough to grab you? I mean, I'll be honest, it's grabbing me. I'm really interested to find out what exactly the darkness is. Like I said before, the relationship between all the different bad guys and what specifically happened. What is this traveler? All that stuff seems to be hooking me. Is it enough to keep you guys playing?
Well, for me, the thing is, what they've shown is enough to keep you intrigued. You get more questions than you do answers. Mm-hmm. I mean, first of all, how did your character die? That'll probably be exposed throughout the story. What is killing Guardians? I mean, they don't tell you anything about the story, but you see Guardians are dead in the extra moon mission that we got yesterday. Who is this other Guardian who's watching you from afar?
Before you move on, is that the same Guardian in the early mission when you first get your ship and your ship takes off?
Yeah.
You know there's a Guardian watching that
that's
happen.
her.
I wonder if is that the same one? Yeah.
Same one, yeah.
Okay.
And so these are more questions than anything else. I mean, they don't really flesh out enough of the story in the beta for you to get a cohesive, streamlined ideal of what it is. But like I said, they give you enough for you to want to know more. You want to know what's going on. It's not like the story is bland in any degree. I feel, like when you hear your ghost briefly tell you what's going on before you go on a mission, you clearly understand what's happening, but you don't get the degree of how dire the situation is because you don't know what may have happened before. But you do have a lot of questions during this campaign. So I think what they probably did was make us more hungry for the story, but they didn't give us enough that we know what's going on in the game. So I think it was
really like a teaser trailer from a movie, kind of
whet your
appetite, but not giving any secrets away.
Yeah. Not too nerdy, ENT?
Yeah, well, the way I feel about it is that, like, I don't know what the hell is going on right now. So that's why I'm intrigued, because I want to know what the hell is going on right now. I'm sorry to be honest. I'm like, darkness, like, wait, like, darkness, like, as soon as I heard the darkness part, like, to me, I feel like that's, like, very generic. Like, always happens. There's always a darkness or something like that. So, like, I want to see if they're going to, like, do more into it. So that's the only thing I'm curious about, see what is the darkness, but I don't know. Obviously, it's something that's evil. It is dark.
It's Cthulhu. It's Cthulhu.
Oh, okay. So it's not like the light side. It's the dark side.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking about that today. I was comparing this game to Star Wars in my head while I was driving around, and like I totally predict this game is going to have that Star Wars story arc where the first game, you're going to have like a good conclusion. The second game is going to be Empire Strikes Back with like some major downturn. Like you're going to end the game like being like, oh shit, like shit is going really bad. And the third game is going to be, like finish the fight like Halo 3 and Return of the Jedi. Yeah, I can totally see that happening.
Because that's what I felt like. And this game felt like the way I want a Star Wars game to be. That's what it felt like. Like everything, like the pod racers. That's what I feel like I'm driving a pod. It even has a sound effect. Like it had the same exact sound effect where you go into those vehicles, man.
I can't remember if you mentioned that during a video or while we were playing together, but ever since you said it, like I haven't gotten it out of my head. It totally has the same
and
sound.
like the levels too, man. Like that one Venus level, it's pretty much Return of the Jedi. Just saying, you're in the Force. You got like the other one. It's like the moon space over there. Kind of looks, that one looks spacey right there, and then you got the other one that's the close corners. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. It looks like regular Star Wars Episode 1. Just saying.
I love that level, the Venus level. I think that is a genius level. I like the B flag, especially. I think is like a genius B flag because it always seems to be the flag that's under contention. There's 3 different directions to get to it. You can jump onto that pillar and kind of like jump over to the kind of the platform that the B flag is on, or you can come from it from the A flag and just jump over the gap, or you can come through the door. Yeah, from C. And I don't know, the flags are in like a triangular configuration as opposed to what Call of Duty's been doing for the last couple of games and making it like straight. I find that that map is without a doubt my favorite map in the game. It's just super fun. There's a variety of gameplay. There's a variety of different ways to flank the bad guys. Even though you're always on that mini map, you can get around them, and the way that pings, if you're quick about it, you can surprise them pretty quickly. I find that map to be genius. I mean, it looks different, and it plays very well.
Well, you just discussed right there, that map, one problem. That's another problem I had. I forgot to mention. I don't like the spawn point. You can't spawn someone on top of a flag, because that's you know how many times I got points or other people got points because they got spawned directly on B? Like, you can't...
While I was in the enemy's hands?
Not an enemy's hand. Well, even if it's your own team, you can't spawn someone on top of a flag. That's just like not because you have to let them earn get into that flag or something. Like, it's weird to spawn location. You always spawn back on directly on top of the flag.
I'm okay with spawning on the flag if there's no enemies nearby and if that flag is held by your team.
Yeah, but then you just got 75 points as like your team's uploading. You just drop there and you like
No, they're capturing it and you spawn on it at the same
spawn
time?
on it as they're capturing. You always gain points. That always happens like that.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, but that's because you haven't died enough. I did. So when you die, what happens is, as your team surviving to capture the flag and you die, you'll spawn on that point as they're capturing. You gain the points right away. And even if it's close to being finished, you gain the points. I think you should never spawn on top of a flag because you always have to earn that capture. Like they should never put a spawn point on a flag. Whether it doesn't matter who's at the flag at the moment because you have to earn that capture. I feel. You know what I mean? Okay. Like, and that's the thing. Like, it's just weird that they put you on that flag. And that was the one complaint I had. I thought that was weird that I got points. I see other people getting points for that, just spawning back after they die.
Yeah, so, I've never seen that, but
you'll land directly on that flag.
That doesn't seem right. I've spawned over by A, kind of like behind A, and I've spawned between C and B, but I never actually.
You have to travel to that flag. Yeah, that's fun.
I spawned exactly on top of A numerous times, but I've only spawned there when my team actually owned the flag. So it didn't give me any points. I didn't spawn there in the process of capturing the flag before, so that never happened to me. But if it did, it's pretty cheap points. No wonder you were doing so good, Not Too Nerdy.
Yeah, I kept dropping. Every time I dropped, I felt like, is it that bad to die right now? Because I'm going to get 75 points. I know they're capturing. I see my teammates capturing. I'm about to die, so I'm like, well, let me just die quickly so I got points as soon as I went back because I spawned back before they finished capturing. I got points as soon as I died. So
I got a question for you guys. Are any of you guys as excited as I am to see the other 9 ships? Well, it appears to be 9 ships that you can spawn other than your original speeder bike. There's 9 total boxes there. And I don't know if you can just buy them flat out. What kind of perks they'll have, what kind of weapons
you're talking about the Sparrows?
Yeah, the Sparrows. There's 9 boxes there. So there's going to be 9 different ships that you can use?
Well, I unlocked one by finding all the gold boxes. They give you one, and it's basically the same thing. It just has different stats, like a different weapon would have.
Yeah.
Does it have a weapon on it?
No.
No.
Do you think any of them will?
That's a question Unreal Gamers asked me this yesterday, and I was like, I don't think so, because that's going to be not balanced. That's going to completely kill the way it's balanced, because at least the vehicles, you have to earn that vehicle. You got to you have to remind yourself that every time your vehicle gets destroyed, you could pick it back up after a couple seconds. So it's really, you know what I mean, like that's your vehicle, so you always spawn it back.
Yeah, so that would be OP in multiplayer too. Like if you could always spawn a vehicle that had weapons on it, that would be overpowered.
Unless they have it where if you do that, then you lose it after it destroys. Then that's your
like forever.
Yeah, that'll be your, not like forever. I mean for that match. So like that'll be like you take a risk. Do I use it and then all of a sudden it's destroyed and then I have to walk around everywhere on the map? That's a risk right there. So I mean that'll be interesting. They do it like that, because then you have to penalize someone for using it somewhere, So that would be good penalized, but you can't bring it back. You have to walk everywhere. So.
But you can buy Sparrows that have different abilities, like more durability, faster speed, and even e-brake. You can maneuver a little bit better on the new ones. And the faster is good. Like faster is definitely going to work in multiplayer. You want to be fast on those things, because if you can get around the map faster, you'll be able to capture points faster. You'll be able to flank the enemy faster. That's all good stuff.
Weren't you saying that something about I think it was a while ago, Angry Joe? Angry Joe was interviewing them. They said that one of them's gonna have a side thruster, so you could go side to side while you're facing forward.
Strafe?
Yeah, you strafe, you just go side to side like that, so you don't have to go directly forward. Which
you can do that on. What's the speeder bike in the multiplayer that has the guns?
Yeah, the skinny one.
If you double tap your shoulder buttons, it'll kind of jump over to the right or to the left.
Yeah, they're gonna allow that for the Sparrow though. I thought that's pretty cool. That'll help you maneuver quickly out of spots and stuff.
I wonder if that'll be a feature that only is on some of them, like that e-brake feature, or if it'll be available on all of them.
It's probably gonna be available just for some. I think that's gonna be one of those things. I think each are gonna have their own style, and you have to choose which one you want. I wonder how many could you keep though? How many could you keep? You have to do one at a time, or?
I think there's slots for Beasley. You said like 8 of them, right?
There's 9 slots.
Okay.
So there's
Yeah, you got
9
a bunch.
potential places. This game is going to be ridiculous, man.
Those are expensive.
Stuff.
All
They
those
are.
stuff, like, those are expensive. So I'm thinking, like, in a beta, it's all fun and dandy, like spending that money, but you gotta choose wisely when it's a real game. Because once you waste your money, that's no joke now. You gotta earn that money back.
I got a question for you guys. I know it's going to be controversial. What do you guys think about microtransactions in Destiny? Do you think they're going to do it? Do you think that it would ruin the game?
What would they do it on?
Yeah.
Maybe certain weapons or certain sparrows or in-game currency. You could spend a couple bucks and all of a sudden you got a few 100,000 in the game. I mean,
They haven't said anything about doing this, right?
No.
No.
I haven't heard anything.
I think they said they weren't.
Yeah, I think they did too. Actually, now that you mention it, I think they said they wouldn't do it.
Angry Joe interviewed a guy, and he said that they're not going to do microtransactions because they want it to be balanced, because they don't want it to be pay to win.
Mm-hmm.
That they want you to like learn to earn it. That's the same reason why they don't allow trading in the game. They don't let you trade with other players because they want everyone to earn it, not to get it. So.
Also, the final word is there will be no trading. That's disappointing.
That's good. Just think about it. If I find something like that and you didn't earn it, I'm gonna give it to you. So someone that's brand new, you give them stuff. Like, you can't do that, man. That's like one of the cheapest.
That's part of the MMO foundation, baby.
No, the MMO foundation. It's either trading something, or if you had a merchant at the tower that you sell your stuff to him and you get more money than dismantling it. That's what they should do. That's what I'm down for, because then you sell it to him, you get like a more money for what you find, and you could find weapons just to go sell it to get more money to use it to buy the weapons you want. That's what I want.
So what you're saying is you won't be able to do the traditional MMO cheats like getting a taxi, getting a level 20 character to kill enemies for you while you sit behind a rock and level up? That's not right.
You gotta earn your victory. Beastly? Come on, man. You gotta put the beast in front of the name. Don't put
You gotta earn that name.
By the way, I was playing last night. Someone was called Beastly Mitch. Just saying.
Beastly
just
Mitch.
saying. You call him the Beastly Mitch.
You pronounce bitch wrong.
Oh,
man. There's a question, or no, a statement actually. Someone tweeted, his name's Maddock or whatever.
Yeah,
Maddock,
I know Maddock Askins.
Yeah, he said that love Destiny, but the netcode wasn't great. And I heard this from a couple other people. They said the netcode still isn't there, but I feel like beta's still, so that could be fixed. But I agree. But I also think it could be a mixture of the frame rate too.
Could be a frame rate. I got to agree. It doesn't seem awesome. The frame rate also doesn't seem awesome. The hitboxes are gigantic. Like, if you're using a sniper rifle, or especially the Hunter's golden gun, so you just got to get near the guy. You don't have to be precise at all. And with sniper rifles, that's a bad thing. You know, like if you're getting headshotted from across the map and the guy wasn't even close, which I've done to people. You know, like I've just swept across Halo style, pulled the trigger somewhere near where he was, and gotten a headshot, a one-shot kill. That sucks. You know, so that's got to be fixed.
The one thing I do like though, the sniper gun, that it has that bright flash light, so you can at least see where they are. That's one goal. It's a risk to do that sniper because you can see where they are. I'm like up, and I just backstep. I might take the one shot. I know I'm gonna regenerate. Because a lot of them don't kill one shot. Like, I mean, some of them do if they get the headshot, but the majority of people miss anyway. So I backpedal and then I know exactly where they are, which is cool. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that Bungie has done a great job of kind of like pulling features in from other games that really work well and leaving stuff out that just doesn't work at all. You know, like it's definitely a mix of a lot of different games, and like you're saying, not too nerdy, it's like that flash it just works in that game. You know, there's a sniper bullet trail too, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's like a vapor trail.
I don't think so.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
That's Halo. Halo has that.
Halo had that. You're right. Okay. So are we done with Destiny, or anybody got anything else they want to add?
Beasley, you were saying something, weren't you? You said that you seen it, the sniper trail.
Yeah, I saw the sniper trail. That's how I knew the sniper was behind me. There was me and two guys at B. The B map, the B flag that we were talking about earlier, that has 3 entry points.
Yeah.
He was back on the back side by the pillar, and he shot the guy next to me, and I saw the trail next to me, so I turned around, and that's when I saw the flash. So it does have the sniper trail.
Okay, it does have the vapor trail.
Cause I was like, I know Bungie's the one that started that with Halo. That was the difference between. That's why originally I was pissed when it came out. I'm like, damn it, I used to snipe at every game. That game came out. I was so pissed at first. I'm like, that damn trail, they knew where I was.
Yeah, that's the risk reward for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing that you did hit on earlier about Bungie, about this game, was that there are a lot of people who are hating on Bungie, the old school Xbox fans, Halo fans, and they felt kind of backstabbed. But the thing is, when you look at games like, what is it, the one coming to the Xbox One made by, is it Insomniac?
Oh, yeah, Sunset Overdrive.
Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
It's the exact same situation reversed. And I think when it comes to developers, they shouldn't really be held accountable to the fans like that, because they are not the video game company themselves. They develop video games for consumers, and I don't think they should be tethered to any Microsoft, Nintendo, or Sony. So I think it's fair playing field for everybody when it comes to developers. What do you guys think about that?
I think it sucks that Xbox One gamers have to wait a year to get the DLC. That's
that's ridiculous.
It is. That's fucking crazy.
I mean, to be honest with you, that sucks. But at the same time, like, the Call of Duty, Sony still doesn't have a Call of Duty exclusive. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but that's 30 days. Like, that sucks.
It's
too.
a month. That's nothing. That's maps. Like, I really couldn't care less. I've been playing Call of Duty for years now. I couldn't care less about
a month of Call of Duty is a long time, bro.
It is when you're YouTubing.
A month of Call of Duty is a long time, especially for a majority of people. That's enough for people to say that people are diehard Call of Duty fans. They don't want to wait a month. They're going to go to Xbox because of that.
Yeah, it's harder this generation for Call of Duty too, because I really prefer the PlayStation 4 controller. Like, I really prefer it. So now I play it on Xbox One when the DLC is new, and then as soon as I get a few videos of that, I change right back over to the PS4, because I just don't like the Xbox One controller. So it's worse this year. The 360, I prefer the 360 anyway. So.
That's the thing, though. I can see a lot of people, though, that exclusive. A lot of the people that still are PlayStation fans would still probably get it for the 360 until it comes out for the PlayStation 4. I can still see people do it, because a lot of people have 360s anyway. So, I mean, that's what I would do.
Now, is Destiny doing like a hardened edition that you can buy all the maps and everything with the game? Like, get all the future DLC?
Yeah. Not all the future DLC. They've announced that if you buy, like, the special... Like the limited edition, there's 3 limited editions. There's a digital limited edition, there's a limited edition, and there's the Ghost edition. And all 3 of those come with the first and second DLC, like a patches for them. Well, we don't know, Robbie, because there could be 5 DLCs or 6 DLCs. So
okay, yeah, that's
it does say the first and second DLC. It doesn't say all DLC or.
Now, the DLC coming to the PS4, is that just traditional DLC, or is it something specifically made? What I'm asking is, if you buy like the limited edition on the Xbox One, do you have to wait for a whole year before you get any DLC? Is that what you're saying?
Nope, just the stuff that's coming out for the PS4.
It's be special content like for them.
I don't know about the rest of the DLC, if there'll be exclusives for the PS4 or not.
Well, I gotta agree with you there, BriarRabbit. That year does seem like a very long time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like smacking Xbox One owners in the face a little bit.
Yeah, and what if it's story critical stuff? Like it almost can't be, right? Because if it is, then if you're playing on the Xbox One, you're not going to see that stuff for a year. That's baloney. So it's almost got to be like secondary stuff, like tertiary stuff.
Yeah, but it's got to be more weapons and stuff for ways for you to get weapons quicker, because if you have any extra story in that game, it's going to be extra way to get more money and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's already a big blow to the people who have the Xbox One, because you can level up, do a whole bunch of things quicker than everyone else. Like,
I just don't like it. I don't like it. A year is too long. If it was a month, I'd kind of be like, yeah, that sucks, but I can deal with it. But a year is crazy.
But you don't like it if it was the price. But who knows how much Sony paid for it? That's the thing. If they paid
a lot.
They paid a lot for it, and that's on them. Like that, Bungie got what they wanted, and that's it. It's just business. Because Microsoft does all the time. Microsoft buys like a lot of stuff. Like it's the same thing. It works both ways because the studios for Microsoft, like all these games and stuff like that, are not really they're buying third-party studios to make games for them. It's the same thing in a way. This is just content. It's not even like buying a third-party studio, because that would have been a huge story. Destiny was only the PlayStation, but it's not like that. So I mean, to be honest with you, it's extra content. I never take extra content too seriously. To be honest with you, I never have like, I don't know, especially a game that's supposed to have a lot of stuff detailed in it. I really don't care about extra mission or so. I don't know. To me, it's not worth it.
That would be a very scary thought, though, what you just mentioned not too early. What if this was only on PlayStation? Oh, man, Xbox would be in a shitload of trouble right now. Everybody who played this game just fell in love with it, too, and it's, like, better than Halo. Oh, man.
Oh, I can't say it's better.
Better than Halo. That's strong words right there.
It's different from Halo. That thing is different.
It's more enjoyable for me because I get to do it with, the whole experience with my buddies.
Yeah.
And it works. Halo works really well too. It's a little bit dated now, but it works really well. And you're not playing as a central character. You're your own character. It feels good.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably end up enjoying this more than Halo, personally, if it continues on the path it's on right now.
Halo for me was one of the Combat Evolved. The first Halo was one of those games that just it's so revolutionary at the time. It changed my perception of what video games could be and specifically what AI could be and what like driving vehicles and like these massive battles happening around me. It opened up the scope of what a first-person shooter could be to me. Like it really blew my mind. It was like when I first played Doom. Like that was me like realizing like I could be the character, and then in Halo I realized that I could be a character in like a world. So even though there was stuff like what was it, EverQuest, or there were big worlds before, Halo made me feel like I was part of a battle, and like it was a mind bender of a game to me.
Now, since we're on topic Destiny still, since we just started this topic Destiny, I have another topic to discuss about Destiny. Real quick, how do you guys feel, since we're talking about editions and stuff, the Ghost Edition, how a lot of them are being canceled? That Walmart's canceling, other people are canceling. So all the people that ordered the Ghost Edition, they're canceling a lot because they don't have enough in supply.
That sucks, huh?
That really sucks.
So
Walmart's contacting its customers and urging them to just get the plain, the regular pre-order. With the phone in their ass.
That's surprising because I've seen Halo cat helmets on the shelves like as recently as a couple years ago. Like, so that's surprising that they're that limited.
I mean, that goes back to what Beasley said earlier, that it might be a really, really high-selling game if it's a lot of people are getting the more expensive one more than the actual game. Mm-hmm. Like that just shows a lot there too. There's that many people getting the edition like that, the limited edition. Not even the limited edition, the Ghost Edition was higher than the limited edition. They're trying to bring people back down to the limited edition only.
That means a lot of people have faith in this game. George Michael, you got to have faith. The faith.
What the heck was that? I'm too young to understand that, aren't I? I don't even know what that was.
So
I don't know. It kind of depends, right? If Activision is saying, well, we've only got 100,000 of these, and I don't know what the numbers are, right? Like I don't know what reasonable expectations for these numbers are. But if it truly is a limited edition, if the Ghost is truly a limited edition, they only have a very small number of copies. It doesn't really speak to how many they sold. Do we know how many they're making?
Well, see, there's three editions, right? There's regular one, there's limited edition, there's Ghost Edition, right? Yeah. So the Ghost Edition doesn't exist. Is that what it is? That's why it's a ghost part. It's not I don't know what's going on with that, but
now GTA 5 costs $200 million to create, correct? I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure.
It costs about you know
somewhere in that
costs
range.
money.
And
About
there
$250.
and this game had a budget of $500 million, which they say they didn't use. They're expecting to sell a shit ton of these games. There's just no doubt about that. They're
500 million in the span of 10 years because they already discussed they're gonna do Destiny 2, 3, like they said it like that. The way they said it, which sucks because I literally was under impression they're gonna do expansion, like you just said, basically, that it makes more sense because of the way they're set up, especially because they're gonna redo the whole engine. Like, what else you can do? Are you gonna redo a whole engine again for what? You know, because obviously next year, more than likely, I think they're still, if they're going to do another game, actually it'll probably be 2 years from now, then are they going to redo it just for next-gen consoles? You know what I mean? Because here's the problem. They're still not running 60 frames per second on this console with that. So how much more can they upgrade it? Because it's very detailed. Are they going to downgrade the scale of the maps to make it 60 frames per second? I don't understand what engine are you going to do. Like, what are you going to get? Because
Do you think there's any possibility that they're running at 30 because they don't want there to be a huge disparaging difference between last gen and current gen?
No,
they
because
want you to see the PS3 version and then running at 30 and see a 60 frame per second version on the PS4. I mean, for those who can't afford the PS4, it would be good business to run them all at 30 frames per second and make it all look good and work well so they can sell across all generations of the game. Now, if they do make another one next year, they may be able to get it running 60 on the PS4, Xbox One. If they focus all their efforts on the current gen alone. But I'm thinking, right now the PS3 and the Xbox 360 are still so alive. It would cast a huge shadow on the last gen versions of the game if those ran 30, and they pulled their efforts to make the PS4 and the Xbox One version run at 60. People seeing the two side by side would say, "Hell, this is." Huge difference. See, right as it is right now, the PS3 version, it does look, washed out colors. It does not look as detailed as the PS4 version, but it's very playable. It's very fun. Now, if you saw them both side by side and one had twice the frames, it would be easy for you to say, hey, well, I don't even want the PS3 version. I'll wait till next year or something when I get the money to buy a PS4 version, and those sales would drop dramatically. So you think it's possible that the developers saw the potential for extra income by making a 30 frames per second version across all platforms, therefore possibly enhancing the follow-ups and future incarnations of the game?
Well, that, and because it's probably another thing, since they're held back by the old consoles, that's probably it too. Like, that's probably a big reason why PS4 and Xbox One is basically the exact same version of the PS3 and 360. They're held back. They aren't working exclusively in the new consoles. They can't tap out their potential.
Here's the thing, like, disparity doesn't happen between generations. You talk about, would they try to level it out to make sure Xbox One is like PS4? Absolutely. They'll try their best to make sure it's the best on whichever console you get, but they'll never do that between the PS3, Xbox 360 with the Xbox One and PS4. The reason why is because you actually want to give someone incentive to move on to the next generation, saying this is a better console, this is better performance if you go here. And the scale changes. Even though they're the same game, the scale is different, the scope is different. So when you look at if you look at the background of both games, the scale is completely different. And that's the whole point of it. The sky view, what they call like sky view in the background, that's what makes like a character look a certain size in the whole world. The sky view is completely different between the PS4 and PS3. Even though the game looks the same, that's what changes it. And the thing that scares me is the fact that it's only running 30 frames per second. It's a steady 30 frames per second for what they said. And I don't think they could push it, because if people are saying it's being held back by the old consoles, then if that's the case, then you would be able to push it a little bit more because it's the same as old consoles. So once they get a new engine and they upgrade it so it looks even more detailed, then that's when you'll be like, oh, it can only run 30 frames per second because it's more detailed now. But that's not the case. It's only running 30 frames per second now, so that's why, to me, I feel like this is going to be the best engine they could do for a little while. Like, I mean, there's really not much you could do about it. And I'm kind of curious to see what they do in the future. We'll see after Sony, after these consoles keep getting updates to try to reduce the amount of pressure on the GPU and stuff like that. We'll see if they could push more power out of it. But as of right now, I feel like the reason why they're running 30 frames per second, that's the only steady number. if it's any higher, it doesn't mean it can't run higher. It just won't be steady. Now,
It's got to be steady too.
Yeah, your next question might be, is it Xbox One making the PlayStation 4 run at 30 frames per second? That might be a question that a lot of people keep asking. We don't know this. We don't know what's making it happen, but I don't think the previous generation is going to affect this generation in that performance-wise, because
Bungie said that they put a priority on the look of the game over the frame rate. You know, they came out and said it, and if they were focusing on frame rate, they could have just lowered the resolution.
Yeah.
You know, to bump the frame rate up. They just want it to look awesome, and run at a slower frame rate, and that's what they did. And it's a decision that it's their right to make. I think it might be the wrong decision, but it's their choice.
I mean,
I'll talk smack to Bungie.
I would think it's cool if they were able to, since the multiplayer maps are different, if they were able to do it 60 frames per second for multiplayer map only, because that makes more sense. That's, to me, what they should have been targeting, saying that understandable, it's open world. When you look at it for the story mode, pretty much, it's not open world in the maps. We're confined in a small space. That's what they should have been focused on, detailing it to make it 60 frames per second. That's just my opinion. I think everyone would have been okay with that because it makes more sense. You don't need, you could use 60 frames, but 30 frames is playable with an open world map style like that. But when it's the multiplayer, if they made it that 60 frames per second, then people have been like, that's perfect because it's competitive. You want to be 60 frames per second. But that's what I think they should have did, to be honest.
I agree with you. I think that would have been a good decision. I mean, if they sacrificed a little bit of graphical fidelity in the multiplayer, I think that they would get the benefit of having a more competitive environment. And if they could get like a real competitive environment, like a MLG kind of thing going for that game, I mean, that's gonna add to the life of the game by leaps and bounds.
I think that might kill them from doing MLG.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right.
I would agree. It's just not going to happen at that frame rate. It's just not. It's too random.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're having a up close shotgun battle and you can't see where the guy went because the frame rate is too slow, or you can't be accurate with a sniper rifle. Or those hitboxes, I think that's probably why the hitboxes are so big. You know, is because the frame rate is slow, so you have to, when you're scanning across with your one-shot pistol or sniper rifle, you need to be able to hit somebody. And if the frame, if this frame here is you're aiming here, and the next frame you're aiming over here, well, both of those have to be hits, and the hitbox has to be big.
It's true. Hitboxes are very important in shooter games.
Yeah.
I mean, and shooter games, first-person shooter games, and fighting games are two important. That's two games that hitboxes are very important. Without good hitboxing, could affect a lot of things.
Also, the netcode on both of those is damn important, and something they fuck up constantly.
Yeah, but the hitboxes, stuff like that, like, the good thing is, a lot of these problems, minus the frames per second, you're pretty much going to see that's what they're set on, that's what's going to be. But the hitbox and everything else could be fixed with patches and updates, and they're still in beta, so we don't know what the final product is going to be. So that can still be fixed. So we'll just wait to see, later on if they do anything about it. I'm sure people mention that. I've seen it before. I'm sure others mention it too. So let's see how they respond.
Yeah, I agree.
So are we moving on from Destiny, guys?
Yeah. Well,
I think that's a good idea. I'm sure we're going to be talking about it a lot for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
For sure. But before we move on, I just got a question. I didn't see it in our notes, and I'm just curious because I'm here with my Beastly gang. Are any of you guys picking up The Last of Us coming this week?
I sure am. Yep.
Not day one. I'm thinking about getting maybe Thursday or Friday. Just enough time so I can whoop your butt. And then, I'll sell it on
Come
eBay.
on now.
And
Come on
retire.
now.
What about you, Mr. Rabbit? Is that game something on your radar at all?
It's on my radar. It's not all important to me. I'm interested to do a little multiplayer, but since I've already played through the single player, and that to me was the real draw of that game, is that it's one of the most marvelous single player experiences, one of the best stories I've ever seen in a video game. But I've already done it, so I'm not positive. If I pick it up again, the main reason would be to play multiplayer with you guys.
Trust me, if you haven't played it, Don't sleep on it. That's all I'm going to say.
Multiplayer is awesome.
It's
Yeah.
sick.
There's not a whole lot else coming out right now either, so that makes it a little more enticing as well.
Yeah, and it's $50, so it's a reasonable purchase. Mine is. I'm just waiting for him to let me know when it's there. Paid off totally. Just going to go pick it up and unbox
Tuesday?
it and play it. Tuesday morning. Yeah.
Tuesday? Yeah, okay.
Robbie,
But-
you know something's cool? There's no vehicles.
Awesome!
I'm ready to say added a tank.
Sounds good to me. I'm really excited, guys. That's a wrap. I can't wait.
Beastly, are there any special editions or anything for that?
No, I looked for it, but there aren't any. They said they did. I was talking to the guy at GameStop yesterday. He said they did a lot of pre-orders, but not enough to do a midnight release. Yeah, there aren't any. When you do the pre-order, though, you do get some skins for Joel, for Ellie, and a whole bunch of extra weapons for the single-player campaign. Nothing for the multiplayer. But I'm like you. I just want to play the multiplayer predominantly.
Yeah.
That'll probably keep me busy until September, October, and I can finally put my PS3 to rest because that's really the only game I play on the PS3 now.
Yeah.
But, I'm really looking forward to it, and I know a lot of you viewers out there are looking forward to it too. If you guys are going to be playing The Last of Us on PS4, send me a friend invite, and I'll get in there and kick that ass for you. And you guys can watch live when I kick Not Too Nerdy's ass.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna show people what not to do because I don't like people glitch. But just for example, just
You
to
son
do
of a-
something, I'm gonna definitely piss you off once or twice, and that's it. It's to help out the company so they patch it. And I'm gonna show them.
That's right.
It's a way to help them. I'll send it to them and say, look, this is a glitch. Can you patch it so Beastly can't do it back to me? Thanks.
Have you ever been a game tester, Not Too Nerdy?
Years ago, yeah. I started out testing stuff, and
Because I feel like you've got a talent for breaking this shit.
dude, because I know like what it takes when you're building like the engine and stuff like that. You have space between spaces, and like to make something look like the image is popping out. I know that they had to put like a certain section here. Sometimes developer will leave a patch open. So I remember in World at War, like biggest thing we used to fool around. There'll be a small little hole in the wall, and literally you could jump on that hole in the wall, and you get behind the area, and they glitch out, and the zombies can come towards you. And that's because there's layers. There's a layer effect to make it look like there's a hole in the wall. Mm-hmm. And they started realizing, catching on. They patched these things because people like me. I used to do. I'm not gonna lie. I did the patch where you go underground, and I'm running under like the whole World at War. I capture the flag, go to the next point, and drop the flag underground.
You dirty bastard.
Every minute of it.
Dude, I wish I was recording that back then just to hear people's reactions like, what the hell? The flag was here, some guy underground took it, and he brought it back to his base.
I would have reported your ass.
He even recorded himself.
And that's how you get your name banned, your first name banned. Speaking of hackers, I'm just kidding.
Not Too Nerdy, did you hear that Warframe has 10 million users?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But
now, I only heard of that game because I was watching you play it on your kind of Warframe Wednesdays. Like, I was really surprised. I didn't realize that game was that popular.
Mostly PC. Like, that thing, like, it's amazing. Like, it really is. It's a fun game. I haven't played in a while, but I'm going to get back to it. One of my subscribers was like, oh, we got to get back to it. There's some changes and stuff. There's a lot of changes to it. There's stuff like now with your guy, you could like start blocking like bullets and stuff by spinning your blade. Like, it's really like awesome. Like, the whole style of gameplay is fun, and you could level up and grab things, but of course you could pay for stuff. So that's the thing some people
expensive.
Don't like. Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
they charge a lot for some of that stuff.
Like $90. Like, I'm guilty. I paid like $80 for a couple things, but yeah, I mean, it's cool. The thing is, it's not really pay to win per se because you're not going against others. It's not P versus P. So in reality, it's not like a bad thing if someone wants to upgrade something because you're all playing together and going against computers. So it's really not it's not like a bad thing, you know. Like to me, I feel like it's bad when you allow people to buy weapons and stuff, and you're going against each other. That makes someone else be like, I can't play unless I pay for something. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Now, is there an overarching? I've never actually played the game. I might have turned it on like once or twice, but I never like really dug into it. Is there like a story to that game? Is there?
yeah, there's a story to it, and like I'm just as confused as that as Destiny. To be honest, I feel like all these games where you start on one planet, you go to the next planet, go to the next planet, like you have to get bits and pieces of story as you go along, and to me that's just like. To me, it's hard to do story like that. When it's not linear like that, and it makes you go different places, it's hard for them to get across the full story. So I'm confused, to be honest with you.
So it's not you don't play like a campaign straight through in the order the developers set it out for you. You just choose where you want to go.
You could go in. There's like a certain order, but then like there'll be a new section that opens up, and you could go to that new section or continue on the path where you're going. So it's different routes that open up later on as you level up. So it has a leveling up system. It has, you know, a little bit, not exactly like what we're doing in Destiny, but it does have a leveling up system. You could choose different weapons and has all that other stuff. So, and you can find things in the world, and you know, it's basic. It's a third-person shooter, MMO style. So.
Yeah.
I got
I have to go back to it and take a look at it again.
I got a suggestion, Briar. I've only played Warframe probably once too. I think it was the first day I bought my PS4.
Yeah, I think it was for me too.
I turned it on. I was like, wow, this is free. This is awesome. And then I never went back to it. But I seen, you know, Not Too Nerdy. He really likes the game. I know a lot of people, my subscribers, like the game. I think we should all visit these games together as the Beastly Gang, man. The Beastly crew. Try some Warframe, maybe get a day on, maybe a Saturday, one of these weekends. Where
I'm down with this idea. This is the same idea I was trying to get going with the with kind of the Beastly Game tournament. You know, like I just would like to get us playing some games, making videos together, because I think our subscribers would like it. I think we enjoy doing it. I know we've been having a ton of fun playing Destiny together.
And there's another game I want everybody to play too. It's Blacklight Retribution. If you guys haven't tried that, it is a MMO FPS first-person shooter that I've been playing a little bit. I played it when Destiny was down for 2 days. It's really fun, and you can pay to win. But
it's pay to win. That's the thing I hear about that game.
But everything that you can buy with money, you can buy with in-game currency too.
Yeah, they say that about games, but you got to play for like 500 hours to earn an AK-47.
Right.
I was kicking ass in that game.
I was dominating with regular weapons, dude. Your power level does not matter. If you're skilled, like
kicking ass.
I was dominating. You can't. That's one of those games that you could buy those weapons to look cool. Like you have like a shiny new gun, but it really doesn't do as much damage as some other weapons. Like it's really about skill.
That's fair. I have no problem paying for cosmetic upgrades. Like. What Call of Duty does with like buying camos or getting Snoop Dogg as your announcer, I think all that stuff is fun and completely fair. But as soon as somebody introduces pay to win, I'm out.
They have like glow-in-the-dark guns and stuff like that. It's like cosmetic. I mean, they do have weapons that are stronger, but the caps on those weapons make it so hard to use. Like it's more for show to say I have it than it actually doesn't. Because I kill a lot of people with normal weapons, and they were mad. It's like, I just paid money for this weapon, and I can't kill anyone. So, like,
see, Briar, Blacklight Retribution is another one of those games that when the PS4 first came out, I downloaded it to have, you know, an extra game or two in my library, and I never really went back to it.
Yeah.
And last week I went back to it, and I took my Call of Duty skills in there. I took, you know, my first-person shooter skills in there, and I was destroying people. I mean,
I've seen videos of it, and it looks fun.
It is fun. I mean, it really is. And I think that would be another great game for everybody to get into. Everybody here has a PS4. We can all download it and get some practice in there and see who likes it and who doesn't. But for what I've experienced, it's really fun. I was telling Kate, she said, wow, babe, you're still playing this. I said, this shit is really fun. And Not Too Nerdy, how much time did you spend in that game?
I spent a lot. Here's the problem I have with this. Sometimes you might get a laggy connection, and that's the thing that pisses me off there, because like when it's perfect, it's perfect. I'm talking about, just letting you know, Brian, this is faster paced than Call of Duty. This is not Call of Duty is slower compared to this, the speed wise. Like you have to be quick shooting in this game. It's not even close to the speed because it's built for a PC first person shooter game, and it moved to PlayStation as well. This is fast paced, and when it's on, it's on. Like I'm talking about, like you could tell, like it just moves so quickly stuff, but then sometimes you'll get into like some bad connections, and you have some bad servers, and like it killed me. That's why I rage sometimes. Like, you can see some of my videos that like I love the game, but what stopped me from playing as much is sometimes I'll be put into a bad server. So the game itself is fun. When it works, it works. I think the game is a lot of fun. It's fun to play. When you get into kill streaks, stuff like that, it's just fun. You know,
kill streaks?
No, what I'm saying, when you get like a bunch of kills in a row.
Oh.
Stuff like that, you know? They don't do like Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty is
no helicopters coming or turrets.
No,
it's just all skill based.
It's all real kills. You can't get help with the kills.
But it really is skill based.
But I like getting help with the kills.
No, you don't.
I like choppers. Chopper Gunner and Black Ops 1 is like my favorite thing of all time.
But Destiny's ending today, guys, and at the end of the show, I want to know who's down to get in there for like maybe an hour or so, just so we can have something to hold us over till September. I'm going to be recording footage of the last, maybe my last 2 hours of the game. So if anybody's down, I'll be there.
Cool.
Like
hey, Beasley, I watched a video where you featured a game called Blue Estate with a fat drowning stripper. I immediately downloaded that game after watching that. That game is goddamn ridiculous. Did you
Time out. That's all it took?
that was it. I didn't even finish watching the video.
Look, here I am. I just downloaded it, and I'm sitting on the couch, and as soon as it came on, I said, I like this game. My sons looked at me, and they were like, really? The game is, it has a nice appeal to the hetero out there.
It is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen on a TV screen. The controls suck so bad.
It does.
It is awful. But man, it is like what you're seeing on the screen is so compelling. You just keep playing. Did you buy the game or did you just play the demo?
I just played the demo.
Yeah. Did anybody else check this game out?
I have no idea what game we talk about. I gotta see this.
You gotta look it up. It's
the control is too bad. I wouldn't spend $20 just to frustrate myself.
Oh, the control sucks so bad.
The DualShock 4 in real space, aiming at enemies like this. For everybody who has a PS4, it's free to download the demo. It's something different. But it's got lots of strippers, Asian strippers with African booties.
Yeah, the way the game controls is basically like a light gun game, except you're using the DualShock 4.
Yeah.
You kind of tilt it the way. And mine, I kept having to recenter it, so
you click R3.
All I wanted them to do is just allow me to use a thumbstick to control it instead, and I would have been happy. Like I probably would have bought the game if they did that.
Can you use a PlayStation Move? Was it a Move game?
No, it's DualShock 4. I don't think is the Move compatible with the PlayStation 4?
I think it uses the motion sensor in the controller because I don't think you have to have
the camera.
No,
you don't.
Oh yeah, that's only because it is compatible because that's how they're doing the VR mask with it.
Wait, you need the camera for the VR mask though, right?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I don't think this uses the camera. I think it just uses the gyroscope.
No, but I meant because he asked, is the Move compatible with PS4?
Is it compatible now, or is it something they're going to make happen in the future? Because I haven't seen any settings that allow you to connect the Move to the PS4 yet.
Isn't it just accessories? Don't you just click on the extra accessories or something?
Well, I don't know that there's any games that work with the Move.
No, there's no games for the Move. They're not featuring the Move. I'm just saying that if it was,
I didn't think that. I'll have to check into that.
Because Sony didn't mention anything about the Move. they just stopped mentioning it. There is no motion control. Let's keep that under wraps.
Hey, not too nerdy. Before the show, you were talking a little bit about a PS4 settlement. Can you kind of repeat what's going on there?
Speaking of keeping things under wraps, segue. Sony settled for $15 million. Yes, that's $15 million for the hacking that happened on the PS3 in 2011, and this is gonna go to all the gamers that are affected by it. There's a site that's out there, and pretty much they said that they were liable for all the that's giving out people's information stuff. They didn't have enough security and stuff like that. So this is what people are speculating. Another reason why Sony is paying for the service now to try to boost up the security, because clearly their security was not good enough.
Yeah. Now let's give them our credit card so they can lose that too.
I mean, they're stepping up. I feel the biggest improvement people don't talk about now is the PayPal edition. PayPal is better if you can't do protection on your own. Like, Sony allows you to PayPal. Like,
I didn't know that. You could pay for your PS4 subscription with PayPal?
It's supposed to be PayPal. Yeah. If you do PayPal, to me, it's like that's what they should do. If you can't do it, just let someone else worry about security.
Brilliant. I like that.
I would do that, too. I'm like, screw that. Just in case, go get PayPal so someone else can be responsible. But, yeah, I mean, they were definitely liable. Like, it screwed up the way they did it. I mean, I don't blame them directly because I feel like everyone's affected by it. Chase has been affected by it. I had a letter from Chase saying that I got $10 back into my account because everyone was affected in Chase or whatever, and they gave me $10, something like that, or $5, something like that. Mm-hmm. So you see banks get this done all the time to them. So
life-changing money right there, huh?
Yeah, I think I spend that too on like what did I spend it on? Spend on some food right away. I'm like, oh yeah, sweat. But yeah, like it happens to anyone. But they just were, it was for the best, I think, because now it's making them increase security. It made them pay for a service that we probably should have been paying for to begin with, because that costs money for that service, So, like, they need the pay for the security and stuff like that. We should have been paying for it from the start.
I don't know. It wasn't worth it at the start. It was a bad service. At the
yeah, but that's why it's a bad service, because it's free.
Yeah. I mean, Xbox Live came out of the gates and was, well, for the 360 anyway. It came out of the gates on the 360 and was worth paying for. You can't say the same thing about the PS3s. Sorry.
I just think Sony was behind on it, and Microsoft was ahead of it. I think Sony caught up. I prefer it now. Like, I don't know. It's night and day now. From PS3 and this, like, I almost hate going back to PS3 game sometimes. Cause I'm like, like when I do The Walking Dead, I go back to it. I'm like,
oh, that's right, because you're doing that.
I'm like, damn it! Like, this is so much slower, and like the everything sucks on it. But it
takes 10 minutes to get inside the PlayStation Store.
Yeah. So sometimes good things happen for something bad like that. It actually helped. Those hackers did what they set out to do. They got back at Sony, and Sony was forced to change their policy and the way they did things. So that can happen to any company when you start out with their ego too high and you think you're the best. And you pretty much get leveled out, and you realize you have to make changes to better yourself as a company and to let people like you again. And I think that's what Sony learned from the beginning of the PS3 era to the end. They learned how to deal with people and their own business, and now the PS4, you're starting to see that they slowly went back to their roots, and hopefully they stay like that. And hopefully Microsoft is doing the same thing now.
Right now.
I think they're doing it at a quicker pace, though. You gotta give Microsoft credit. They're doing it at a quicker pace than Sony. They're starting to flip everything a lot quicker. They're trying to learn from their people quicker. So you gotta give them credit for that. That they're doing it at a quicker pace.
They did it in 8 months. 8 months to get a complete 180.
So
they replaced the management in there. I mean, they got a completely new direction, and it's exciting. It's exciting.
I mean,
if you think about it now, Tiberi, the way that people benefited from Sony's baffling PSN debacle in 2011? Yeah. And how the PSN ended up turning into PlayStation Plus and all the benefits.
Yeah.
If the same thing happens with the Xbox, the Xbox One could be like the shit in the next year or two. I mean, if they continue to turn things around and win over consumer love and focus on games the way they've been doing, they could end up being, the predominant system if things work out for them the way they did for Sony.
Yeah. I hope they change the controller on the Xbox One.
You wanted to make it like the Wii U controller?
I want it like the S controller for the original Xbox. The way they had Duke originally, and they replaced it with the S controller. I think that controller sucks.
I have a confession right now, guys. As a collector,
don't worry, man. I wear Crocs too, but I don't tell anybody.
As a game collector, right? I don't know why, every time, and I know it's so weird, every time I hear someone say Xbox One, because I collect so many games, especially I started collecting a lot more for Xbox, 1, the original one.
Yeah.
Anytime someone says it, for a second in my mind, the first image that comes up is that big Xbox One box. Instead of this new big Xbox One box.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking like the original one.
Where did these guys learn to name stuff from? Apple? Like, it's so fucking confusing.
Like, seriously, they should have just, I don't know why, they just go up. I don't know.
Yeah. How about Xbox 3?
Well, the whole reason the name was there is because it's all in one, but like now that's
It's
changing.
not the case anymore.
So it's like,
How about Xbox All-in-One?
I don't know. I'm just happy that they changed things. It's gonna make things great for everyone else, and like, hopefully soon I might actually whip out the Xbox One to play. I was thinking about doing it for Destiny, and then I ended up watching your video, and I was like enjoying watching your video, Brian. I was just like, I'll leave it there. I'm gonna, I swear, I'm gonna find a game that I'm gonna play for Xbox One. I still haven't played a game since Dead Rising 3, and like because that's my game, like Dead Rising series. So like that is the game that I was playing. It's fun. I just didn't like the graphics, and I felt like that should have been on 360. But that's my opinion. But
I'll be buying Destiny on the Xbox One just so I can play with friends.
Your Xbox buddies, yeah.
What's that? Yeah,
That's it,
absolutely.
your clan?
My clan. That's right.
I've been trying to join the clan for years, but every time I go, they tell me to get the hell out.
That's still one of the funniest moments since I've happened on this show.
I just got there right now. It took me a second. I'm like, that's mean. Why are they picking?
Because they hate black people.
What the hell are you doing here, beastly gamer?
I know
Get
this
the
is
hell
not
out.
now, but since you mentioned that, you guys ever see that the Chicago the White Sox?
Yeah.
They had a special day. They gave everyone out a special raincoat White Sox. And everyone put it up there. The hoodies were pointed, and it was all white because that's their color. This happened recently. This happened like a week ago or something like that. And everyone in the stadium was wearing it. Oh, you see everyone in the stadium wearing a white hoodie that's pointed.
Shit. Black man's nightmare.
I'm Googling it right now. I gotta see this.
And like the funny thing is, it was like drizzling that day, so people actually needed it. They all had it up. It was so funny, dude.
I'm looking at
the Brian.
Yeah.
That's legit. Like it literally happened like a couple weeks ago or so.
That's awesome.
Now I'm Googling it.
That's funny. Just Google White Sox clan, and you'll immediately get pictures. That's good stuff.
Someone got fired that day. That's all I gotta say.
I don't know. Stuff like that. I always find it's hilarious. Any publicity is good publicity. It's not like they were actually promoting the Ku Klux Klan, right?
Oh my god.
When's the last time you see a raincoat pointed, though?
That's a good point. Like,
I don't even know they make that. Like now,
why do you mention it?
That's a custom job, right there.
All right, should we wrap it up, guys? Anybody got any other topics they want to get to?
We're gonna have the topic of the day. Something to end on.
I'm just rushing to play Destiny. I mean,
let's get this over with.
Our good friend Robbie Field, guys. Robbie has a YouTube channel, and I think BriarRabbit.
I've had a YouTube channel for like 4 years now. I just haven't done anything with it actually.
That's like your private parts too. But let Mr. Rabbit talk.
You've only had private parts for 4 years?
Oh yeah. Just grow them all of a sudden. They were just there.
You only touched it for 4 years ago.
The doctor told him it's for more than peeing. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Robbie was talking to me last night about when we were actually playing Destiny. He was talking to me about kind of getting his YouTube channel going, and a little different. You want to explain what you were talking about, Robbie?
Well, I kind of explained how, like, for a long time, no, I haven't really uploaded at all. I kind of just lost inspiration for making videos and doing YouTube and all that, and, like, if I really wanted to get into it, like, I need to be inspired. I need to find a reason why I'd want to do it and that I'd enjoy.
So you're going to talk about private parts?
No. No, but I finally I was kind of inspired by Drifter because he does some personal commentary sometimes, and I really enjoyed that. And I thought, maybe I could do that for my channel, like every day, maybe like or something I'd upload like a personal commentary about some hot topic or issue or something like that, or maybe just to do with me and have good gameplay in the background. I think I could be really good at that, and so I really would love to start doing that, and I think I'm going to start soon.
Robbie, can I give you one advice though that I found that worked for me, and I just mentioned like recently in my vlog, is that, for example, I did a weekly vlog, and like I'm on episode 30, and I was amazed. Like that's 30 weeks straight of doing it. It was something that like I haven't been doing consistently, and I realized that I hit every single Sunday for 30 weeks straight, and I realized that like for me that's like the reason why it worked is because you pick one day, even if it's only one day, that you guarantee that you're always going to make a video on that day. And you always find a way to make sure that's the day I'm going to do it. Even if something happens, I do it myself, I do something just to make a video consistently on that day, you'll see how much easier it is, and you get in a habit of just doing it on that day. Every single time you'll do that.
Consistency matters. Yeah, that's what I really want to be consistent with uploads. That's important.
Yeah, so even if you only do one video a week, practice and keep getting on that one day consistently. So people say, you know what, every Wednesday I'm going to go Robbie's page. I know he's going to have a video every Wednesday on that day. You know, and that's what you start out with, especially in the beginning, so that you stick with it, and then you'll see that you'll actually enjoy doing it that day, and you think of new ideas every time that day comes. You know.
Yeah. If you're doing if you do that too, you get more time to, like, especially since you're talking about doing deeper topics, you'll have more time to kind of research the topic, think about it, and it's hard to do like a hard-hitting topic every day. You know, like it's easy to talk about Call of Duty every day because you know you play it every day, but it's harder to talk about gay marriage every day. You know, like,
well, how do you guys know his topics
every
already?
second day.
What's that?
How do you guys know his topics already? I didn't get you to listen to
guys,
those.
come on, I haven't even figured out the topics, and you know them.
Gay marriage, private parts.
Wow, this
Sharon Madonna.
This gives a whole new meaning to Beastly Thought Show.
Bestiality.
Gay marriage. Robbie Field's channel. Yeah.
Wait, this is a random fact. I know this is so weird. All right, I'm gonna say it because you just mentioned it.
Weird enough.
I heard the radio. Like, you know, New Jersey is trying to pass a law that's still not, like, people didn't know it's not a law. You know, you could marry an animal, and you could have, like, you could do activities with animals. It's not illegal bestiality in New Jersey still. Like, I'm dead serious. I heard this on the radio that they're trying to pass this law by 2014 because people are trying to prove a point now because the whole like, gay marriage thing.
Force them behind, just like have kids with her or what here?
They're trying to prove a point because they said, well, if someone can marry another guy, then I can marry an animal. So like, since it's not illegal in New Jersey, they're trying to make it illegal now. Like they're trying to actually finalize it. I thought it's funny, so it's random, but
is that when you tweeted me from PetSmart?
I found my future ex-wife there, so
I want to know what section she was in.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
All right, so Robbie, when can we expect to see your first video? Have you got anything planned yet?
Really, nothing's planned for sure yet. I just got to get some good equipment, and then really I'll just kind of fool around with it and figure out what I'm doing, and then I'll definitely start. Maybe in a few weeks, I'd say.
Equipment is less important than practice.
Oh, that's true, because they'll come, like, if they enjoy my videos, they want to see me. They'll prioritize me over the actual Elgato or whatever. Like, no matter how good the quality of the video is or how good the commentary is, if I'm not, or I mean, no matter how good the quality of the video is, if they don't care for me, if I'm not doing a good job, it won't matter.
It's true.
That's true. Not too nerdy, what are you up to this week?
So, I'm going to do part 1 of that huge pickup that I got from my friend. Like,
I thought the part 1 was last week.
It was part 1, I guess. Yeah, so it's part 2 then. Technically, yeah. It's just that like, I went over one game from his, so it really wasn't part 1 because that was one game of his. Now the rest is all his. So I'm gonna go over. First, it's gonna be like 4 trades that I got during the week, plus on top of that, all the N64 cases. I got them. I got the little plastic covers for them to protect them, and I just got that. So I put them in those plastic covers, and they're all complete in box, and it's all there to show off there. I mean, I'm excited about that. That's this week. Then that's pretty much what I'm gonna do this week. I'm not too sure what else. More than likely, I'm gonna get The Last of Us. And I'm probably not gonna get there on Tuesday though, so I don't know exactly when I'll get it. But you'll see some footage. I'll probably
just tweet me.
I'll do a comparison video of it because I have like the video from the past I had on YouTube for The Last of Us on the PS3. So I'll just do side-by-side footage, just show you the difference. I mean, stuff like that. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna sit through the whole story again. I don't think. I don't want to cry. I don't want to shed a tear.
Oh,
you're all Mariah Carey songs.
That game was so emotional. Yeah.
Big softy. Basically, what do you got going on this week?
I think I want to finish Muramasa. I'll probably be.
Oh my gosh,
he keeps getting me too.
I'm going to beat that probably tomorrow. I'm going to be doing some Last of Us on Tuesday. I'm going to do an unboxing video, and then I'm going to do some multiplayer stuff. I want to do some side-by-side comparisons too, showing the PS3 versus PS4 version. And having fun with you guys. Hopefully we can get some of these games played this week. Some Warframe, I want to learn what that's all about. And get you guys on the other one I mentioned, but for some reason it's skipping my mind right now. And I'm going to call the PetSmart down here because I want to buy a porcupine too. But
oh, I think you're making a rough choice there.
Porcupine.
That's what Not Too Nerdy got.
That's gonna hurt, bro.
That would be very close.
Hey, how many people can play Warframe? Not Too Nerdy, like together.
It's 4 at a time.
4 at a time?
Yeah.
That's good.
I had my kids update mine yesterday. It was like a 2 gig update install. I actually called them from the store and told them to turn it on, load the game up, and let it fully install. So I'm totally up to date. So whenever you guys get some time, I like to get on there, play it a little bit, make some video.
Right.
And Blacklight Retribution too.
You better get like
Blacklight
20 hours.
Huh?
It's gonna take Briar like 20 hours to do the full update from the beginning.
No, I only played the game. I think my kids played it a few times, probably 4 or 5 months ago. My oldest son, he was enjoying it. But I had a 2 gig install for an update. But I'm thinking Blacklight Retribution will probably tickle Briar's fancy a little bit more. He's more into the hardcore first-person shooters. But who knows? But I want to play something with you guys. We talk about this every week. We never actually get to it.
Yeah, we gotta schedule it. I think that's the deal.
Well, we have to start with Destiny right after this show.
Okay.
If you guys want to.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, my PS4 is literally booting up right now.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
There you go.
Xbox on.
It still won't turn on after all these months. Still won't.
Dagnabbit.
You just turned my Xbox on.
It's something about my voice, man. I just turn on things, you know?
Yeah, I know.
You, BriarRabbit.
So what are you doing, Briar?
What's that?
Before you leave, you didn't say what you're doing.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about it.
You always ask questions
And never answer.
You never give the answers for yourself. I want to know what you guys think. Oh, I never thought about what I thought.
Perfect.
I had some video ideas for today, but I kind of got fooled into, or I got drafted into moving a buddy, so I didn't get to make the videos. I hit 5,000 subscribers last week, so I've been doing like retrospective, like thinking about that. I reposted the first video I ever posted on YouTube, which was a Modern Warfare 3 video, and I didn't have a commentary on it, so I put a commentary over it, kind of talking about it. And I wanted to post the first commentary I ever did, just because I thought it'd be fun to hear how shitty it was.
I used to do my commentaries with my phone's recorder, Briar.
I used to do my laptop's microphone before I got a external microphone, and no color correction or anything.
Yeah.
But
it's been 2 years, and look where you are now. Beastly thoughts, baby. Good shit.
Having a blast.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I think that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Let's go play some Destiny.
Nice. See you.
You guys have a good week. We'll see you guys next Sunday.